Birdie. Welcome to the Jer Show. Today I'd like to talk about growing it. And the seeds are certain things that one does, activities, be it promotion or just simply being online. I want people to chat with me today about this, but if you don't, I'm just going to talk like a crazy bastard and just talk. And then, if you stop by. So that's another thing I noticed yesterday about growing the stream. Let me tell you a little story. I've been trying to grow an audience since last November, and it's been gradual. For a guy that didn't come from YouTube, I've actually had gradual growth of an audience from nothing to my first follower to last night I got rated, which I'm very thankful for, and I think I have 141 followers. But last night before I went to sleep, I was looking for somebody else on Twitch to help grow their stream as well. So I found this one guy. I liked his name. I liked his message. He said, I'm a dream chaser and I'm going for affiliate. And now, some of the streamers that have lots of followers and lots of viewers and that are affiliate and that have subscriptions will tell you that you can't just be boring. Like if you're going to go on a stream, you should at least try to come up with something clever, something to attract somebody to your page. And to me, I was thinking about that for a while. Like, how does a person use their creative skills to come up with a little tagline on the stream to get people in? And all I can do is think of some of the things that have pulled me into somebody's stream when I wasn't going there initially. Like one could think of that as sort of like fishing, okay? You have a lure and a fish will swim by and see that bright little lure and be like, oh, I have to have that. So like what lures are people using to get people in? I'll give you an example of one that I liked. And I guess I realized growing a stream isn't just like one solution. It's probably like a mixture of different solutions. One is the tagline. I grew up watching Star Wars, okay? I'm a geek. I've seen every movie. I know every line. So when I went to look for someone playing Star Wars Battlefront, there was a line that said, "This is where the fun begins." And I was like, oh, that's a Star Wars line. That's kind of clever. I'm going to check this person out. And I clicked through. Like on the internet, the trick to get people to buy or to check your product out, it's called a click-through. How do you get a click-through? Is an art in itself. And you have to know your fish. You want to see how spending their time at this person's stream is going to benefit them. So this is what I noticed. This is why I'm doing this video, because I noticed yesterday, after I got this big raid, which was fantastic, by the way. I went to the guy's website that rated me. And this was like a real test of stream strength by him. I was watching a video of him going to other streamers' streams and commenting on what he saw. And he was looking at my stream. So here I am looking at him commenting on my stream, and I got a feel for what somebody else thinks about me when they stop by and watch the stream. And I was nervous. I was like, uh-oh, it's gonna think I'm crazy. But I don't worry about whether people think I'm crazy anymore, because they already know that. But he's like, listening to me talk. He's like, yeah, And he said a few things that might seem like they were negative, but I took it as positive because it was constructive feedback on, am I talking? Am I staying on topic? Am I rambling like I do sometimes? You know what I mean? Like sometimes my stream's like the ramble stream, where I say that I'm going to say something, but I don't really get to the point. And that could turn people away. Like what I'm realizing is people need to be consistent in their streaming. Like if they say they're going to be a DJ, then come out and play the music and be a DJ. And some of the streamers that I've seen on Twitch musically, I got disappointed because they said, hey, I'm a music streamer. And then I'll stop by and they're like talking for, 20 minutes. I'm sitting there going, are you going to play a song? Or are you just going to sit there and talk? Like the mixture of the two isn't bad if you keep it even. So what I'm saying is like, to grow your audience, sometimes you have to realize that, which I am lately, is that you have to keep the show going. The show must go on. Like try not to go off onto tangents. Like yesterday when I got rated, I started out as just chatting, was the platform. And we were chatting, and I was chatting about something, but then somebody said, well, what about that guitar behind you? So I picked it up, and then the discussion became about the guitar and where I got it and what the paint job looks like, and then it turned into like, me singing a song, and then some people like the music, so then it was like, if I played a stream back for the content, it started out with one thing, it went to music, songs, and then I kept trying to steer it back to the original topic, but this guy was trying to raid me, and he said something like, oh, it looks like he doesn't care, meaning me. And I was like, oh my God, like that could hurt my stream too, if I act like I don't care. And the truth of the matter is he did sign off, and then afterwards I was like, I am so appreciative of this, because I just saw the stream stats, and I think 50 people were there. I've never had 50 people in a stream at one time. But that's the ultimate goal, is to get regular people watching the stream. And I think that helps stream growth, the consistency of the stream. Like if the description of my stream says, I'm cute and funny, and I got a parakeet named Sunny, that rhymes, right? I better keep rhyming more, because people might like the rhymes. Or I should show Sunny more. Sunny should be in the videos more. He's right there. Hi, Sunny. And that maybe I should try to be cute, because if I say I'm cute, you know what I mean? I should shave before I come on stream. I shouldn't give anybody a reason to say, oh, your stream is inconsistent now. And I'm not crazy about variety streaming. Like, and then yet my bio, I just looked at it and it says I'm a variety streamer. So it's like, if I'm gonna be a variety streamer, I have to stream variety. And that can get too confusing to people, because some people might like the stream for the comedy. Some people might like the stream for the music. They might not necessarily like the Jer Show for the games, but some people do like it for the games. So I also have to realize too that, like, you have to be yourself as well. So I have to get some for me, so to speak. Whereas I love to play the music and I love to play the games. And if we have a common interest, fine. If we don't, maybe I should take the variety thing off there. Like maybe it's hurting the message. And as a streamer, what I'm realizing is you have to separate the message from the streamer. And I have to realize I'm just here like to make connections and entertain people and talk to people that might want to have a conversation. But some of my streams, a lot of them, people just stop by and watch me, talk or play music or whatever. And I don't really engage with a lot of the chatters, and I'd like to, but I can't. And it's like a bird. You can't force a bird to eat what he doesn't want to eat. You can't force him to get on your hand. You have to get them to trust you. And then you can have a conversation. So, the consistency of the stream, I think, is a good way to grow an audience. Because that's what this stream is about, growing an audience. Pen's not working. I can't grow an audience when my pen doesn't work. Consistency. Okay, so that sound that you just heard, that is a pop-up notification from the computer. This one just happens to be about Fortnite, but I'm also subscribed to 2 Discord servers. That when I was new into streaming, it was recommended that I do this if I wanted to grow an audience. It's you join a community server in Discord. A lot of people know this. I didn't. My cousin told me about it. You need to find a community support, streamer support Discord server. They're out there. I'm in 3 of them. And I try not to get like overwhelmed with like too many. Okay, so I'm in 3 for now. If I find a couple that I think would help me better, maybe I would leave one so I wouldn't have like, it's almost like having a credit card. You don't want to have too many credit cards, because then you'll just be, spending, and then when it comes, you know what I'm saying. That yellow, that's my bird. He likes to scratch his head on the camera now. So anyway, so as it would happen, it was really great. I think the way it happened, joining the Discord server. I just happened to be watching some guy play Call of Duty, and I think his chat description said community support stream. I was like, well, I need that. That's what my cousin just told me that I needed. My cousin who streams Street Fighter and has 600 followers probably. I can't argue with him, right? He's got the followers. He's affiliate. He's got to know something. So I had to trust him. Okay, well, let's do this. So I signed into this guy. His name was Chaos71. It was XX Chaos71. And he made you, well, the second you popped in there, he made me really welcome. Hey, it's Germinator. My stream was Germinator stream back then. He's like, thank you for stopping by. Everybody say hi to Germinator. Go check out his page. And I probably got 10 new followers just from that. Like, immediately, without doing anything. I don't want to say without doing anything, but I almost did. But by making the effort to go to this, it gave me more followers. So they're like, okay, join the Chaos Discord stream. I didn't know what a Discord stream was. So I did a little research, and sure enough, I joined the Discord stream. And then after joining the Discord stream, I probably had 3 or 4 more followers, 5. So each Discord stream has a little, the left-hand side of it, when you go to view the Discord, it has rooms. And you join these rooms, and one of them, in a support community, one of the rooms was called Going Live. And the other one was called Affiliates that are chasing for affiliate. Now, anybody that knows anything about Twitch and streams and trying to get affiliate, there's 4 qualifications you have to go through. And one is streaming on different days, streaming for a certain amount of hours. And it's only 8. I mean, you get that one really quick. The third is, I forget. But the one that, the followers. So I thought once I got 50 followers, I would just be affiliate, right? But then there's this 4th one that's really tricky to get, and it's an average of 3 viewers. So any streamer, once they get the average of 3 viewers, they get an application to be an affiliate. So you can sell subscriptions, you can maybe make a little bit of money. And I've been chasing this since last November. And the problem is a lot of other people chasing it as well. So how do you separate yourself from all these other people that are chasing it too? And what we're really doing is battling for eyeballs. Anytime somebody comes into your stream, it says, oh, there's viewers. Like right now mine says 2 viewers. And I'd love to get that average up. So how do I do that? I have to have a consistent stream like I did before and join a Discord server community. So I joined, first one I joined was Chaos, right? Chaos 71. And then I went into his stream. And as I was watching his stream, I was kind of watching what he does and having a good time. He was talking to the people and he was trying to get conversations going. What are you doing this weekend? Like he acts like he really cares about the people that stop by. And I said, well, this is why this guy's successful. And that's another way to grow your stream. So I get talking to him. He's playing Call of Duty. He's having a great time. I just bought Call of Duty, so I wanted to see what the gameplay was like. So I got to see what the gameplay was like. Got to see how he was growing his stream, and he was telling other people to check mine out too. So eventually he did this. He had a contest where he would give away a raid, the daily raid. And it's awesome because then you could say, well, I want to raid. I want to go fast. So I won a raid on a Saturday, like about a month ago. I woke up, hey, jerk. So then next thing I know, thanks to one of his viewers that already had the followers that he was happy with, he said, give it to Jer. You know, he needs it. So I met this other guy from New York. You know, I'm from New York. So I met this other guy that's into music and streaming from New York, and now, you know, I made that connection with them. So he can tell other people about me, I can tell other people about him. It's like a cross-promotion type of thing. And grow followers, you know, grow an audience that way. And then things just started to seem like they were slowing down a little as far as followers and viewers and chatting. And all of a sudden, like, somebody stops by my stream and they have another community in Ireland. They want me to join their Discord community from Ireland. I'm like, okay. I play Fortnite too, and it was a similar setup to the Chaos server, where it had going live. It had pushing for affiliate. So then I started realizing that, okay, I gotta check off the boxes before I go on every day. And what I mean by that is, like, this stupid camera does autofocus and I hate it. Hang on a second. Let me fix this crap. And that's another thing. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Your camera. Your camera could make or break your stream, I think. Like, I noticed this when this guy stopped by. His name was Daza, your boy Daza, and he does like a cooking show or something. He's got like 4,000 viewers. Just stopped by yesterday to raid people that needed, you know, that he thought was maybe worthy of having more followers, right? This thing changed my perspective yesterday, Daza. So thank you, Daza, if you're watching this, or anybody that's followed from Daza. I mean, there's, God, I have this list of people that followed yesterday, just like bang, 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 bang. And then if you look down on Streamlabs, it'll say, you know, Chaos 71 hosted you with 1 viewer. I'm like, all right, so now I'm starting to be hosted. That's another way of growing an audience. Hosting. Raids. So what I started realizing is the way my mind works, and I don't always like it, is if I don't see results immediately, I start thinking that it's not doing anything. And I have to learn to stop doing that. And learn that things are growing. And they're growing, they don't go from here to here ever. They go incrementally. They go here a little bit, then they get better, and then maybe they're not so good for a little while, and then they get a little better, and they might drop off. But that's the nature of it. I can't control the nature of it, but what I can do is work on my show. And I can work on myself, and I can work on the music. And if that gets better, hopefully people like that. But if they don't, then I can't control that either. So the things I can control are the consistency, like I said earlier. Joining a Discord server. So I had Chaos pushing me. I had the people in Chaos' server pushing me. And then all of a sudden I had someone stop by from a different community in Ireland. And the guy, it was Fish Nation, I think was called it. The guy was called Boss Hoggy. Just stopped by one night. We start talking. His wife helps streamers. Carrie Ann, that's what they like to do. They like to help small streamers. And I'm like, well, this is a cool little thing. It's like I forget what they call it. When you're helping somebody where you're not asking for any money in return. I'll remember in a second, but I'll just keep moving on. Just by being in the second Discord community now, even doubled my chances of growing an audience. So I was like, all right, what's your Discord link? So now I'm in 2 servers, and the people there are I'm going in before I stream and saying that I'm going live and I'm pushing for affiliate in 2 different servers, 2 different communities, so I have doubled my chances of someone seeing the stream now. So what I've realized too is that this stream thing is not just about me and me getting viewers. It's also about other streamers and their viewers. That the point is that I could get viewers if I help other people get viewers. It's more of like a give and take. So if I come in and I give, I will get. If I take, I'll just take. And that's not good. So what I started to do now is I would go into the affiliate streams of people that are pushing for affiliate, like I did last night, and said, "Hey, I'm pushing for affiliate too. It's tough. Let's talk about it." And they would say, "Yeah, I need the 3 viewers," and I go, "Yeah, I do too." And then we would follow each other. So now last night I was talking to 3 new people that I met, and one of them went to check out the Jer show, and he said, "Oh, I really like your voice. You have like an impeccable voice." And I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting someone to say, "Yeah, I saw you," blah, blah, blah. So now I'm realizing that this thing is actually growing. It's like my brainchild has legs and it's starting to walk now. Like the Jer show is getting its steam. It's going from 0 to 141 in maybe a 6-month period. So then I can look at that growth and say, if I take 141 and I divide it by 6, there's an average of so-and-so streamers a month. So I'm going to do it right now. 141 divide by 6. 6 goes in twice. Drop the 2. 21. 6 and 3 is 18. It's like 23.3333. Let's just round it off to 24. I got 24, according to this math, my stream collects 24 viewers, followers. They don't always view, but my stream collects 23, I say 24? 24, roughly an average of 24 followers a month. So based on those trends, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I can forecast that by next month, I'll have 160 viewers. In the month after that, I'll have 160, 180. So that tells me by August, I could have 200 viewers, followers. Not all of them view. I keep saying viewers, but I'm wrong. But not every follower is a viewer. And that's still my job, to provide the best content I possibly can, so that the portion of the followers become viewers and viewers become regular viewers. And then based on the feedback that I get from the viewers is how to keep producing the content. So I came out in music. I wanted to do 70s soft rock stuff, and I was. But I think the problem is a lot of people that are on Twitch are not in that age bracket. A lot of people on Twitch are younger. They're in their 20s. they're listening to stuff that I don't play. I look ancient to these people. I look like a dinosaur to these people. Even though the music I'm playing is timeless and they probably heard of a lot of it, I only rarely get people around my age who have even heard of the tunes that I'm playing. So to get back to this growing an audience, I have to find those people that listen to the songs that I'm playing. So I came up with an idea the other day to grow the audience. Is when I go on Facebook, there's all these groups that people can join. They might be called one-hit wonders of the 70s. They might be called sweet sounds of the 70s. They might be called 80s appreciation group. So you get my point. I've realized that I can now go into those groups if they let me, whatever their some groups have rules. So if the rules are like no posting links to other things, then I probably can't. But I can ask politely and say, listen, I'm a Twitch streamer, and I'm trying to grow my audience. So I perform a lot of the songs that you talk about. Maybe your viewers might want to join the channel, and then I'll just put a link to the Jer Show. That's an idea that I'm working on right now. That I'm working with right now is groups of similar interests, which is really all a Discord server is in the first place, right? That's why Discord is so popular, because people can meet other people that have similar interests. I have a parakeet, okay? I love it, but I don't know everything about parakeets. So I can go on Facebook and join a parakeet group. So if I have any questions about mine, I can say, hey, you experts, what do I do about the toenails are too long? And they'll say, well, don't ever clip them yourself. But my point is, there are groups, probably in Discord, parakeet groups. So why aren't there should be groups out there that want to listen to new music and new artists and new singers, and that's where I need to go in and drop the link to the Jer Show. That'll grow an audience, I hope, I think, I don't know, I'm gonna try it. So another way of growing the audience I thought was Facebook has what they call virtual open mic nights, okay? When the pandemic hit, a lot of musicians that used to go out and play were forced indoors. So they did this pivot from in-person performing to Zoom, Twitch, Facebook, and there was I still have some of the links in the Facebook. There's like Tom's open mic night and a couple other places where people actually go to watch other people work on songs. So I was like, what if I drop a link in there? Say, hey, it's on the Jer Show, and I have a Twitch site, and I'm always working on songs. Maybe you stop by and watch me work on songs. Maybe I could get some more audience from that. And then even asking other people to share your link, or talking about the site wherever you meet people. Now, I'll give you an example. I got a good friend, Matt, and we used to live together. And Matt has a band, okay? And one of the great things about Matt is he's constantly selling it. So we met, we haven't seen each other in a while, we're at Walmart and he goes, hey, what's going on? How much? You still in the band? Yeah, we're playing on a cruise. Just check it out. Here's the link. And then you send it to you. It's like, that's how you gotta do it. You run into people on the street. I don't get out enough, but if I do and I start talking to somebody, at the bank or the Walmart or the store or wherever people meet now that we're all getting back to being in person with each other, talk about it then. Like if somebody says, what have you been up to? Well, when COVID hit, I had to do the Twitch stream, like kind of turn it into a TED Talk and just have a little narrative. And now I'm on Twitch. I got this thing called the Jer Show that I do. And, they're going to forget as soon as they walk away. Nobody's ever going to go straight home and say, oh, I got to go to the Jer Show link and sign in. Usually they're just like, Jer Show, Smear Show. I got stuff to do. Like I got to make some soda water. I got to make some bubbly. Or they're watching other shows. So I'm thinking about getting a little business card. So when I meet people in person, I can just hand it to them. So that way, like when they get home and they're not thinking about me, and they're getting undressed, they're gonna go take a shower or whatever. What's this thing in my pocket? Oh yeah, the Jer Show. That's right. I met Jer in the supermarket earlier, and then they will check it out eventually. But there's always a lag, and I struggle with that. It's like, maybe it's an ego thing, but like, there's always a lag between the promotional work you do and the response that you get. I think with anything, like the greatest marketers will tell you that somebody has to be exposed to something at least 8 times before they act sometimes. Because we're all used to the way we do our thing, you know what I mean? Like when I wake up, I got a ritual. I have coffee, I like the bird, I do, and if somebody wants to come in and try to disrupt that routine, it better be something that can enrich my life. And I'm giving you an example of this. When I got raided last night by this guy, your boy Daza, was a great cooking show on Twitch, by the way. I don't know if it's so much cooking, but I think he fries stuff. I haven't really checked it out yet, but I'm going to now because he raided me last night. And that's another way to grow followers. You have to be online to get a raid. You have to be streaming. So here I was streaming last night. Daza stops by, all these people. Whoa, it was amazing. I got a taste of that, and I got stung, and now I want the whole beehive. You know what I mean? And so how do I do that now? Right? I don't want to go around and beg, like go in and say, hey, everybody raid me, I need a raid. That doesn't always work. It almost sounds desperate. And what I was always taught is, especially if you're looking for a job, is act like you're not desperate, even though you are. It's a hard thing to do. Like if you go to an interview, you need to be so confident that this person knows that, I'm good, and I came in looking for work, and I'll leave looking for work, and I don't necessarily have to work at your place, and you don't have to hire me, but I'm going to drop some skills down that you are not going to be able to say no to. That when you leave, they're calling you up saying, I want you back. And I think when I go to a stream, I try to think like that. that you can't, you know, you can't dismiss me because I'm too important. But also at the time realize that not everybody is going to be into what I'm doing. And a lot of times I get disappointed. I'm like, why do I do all this streaming and nobody seems to give a shit? Right? I gotta stop using that word nobody. It's a bad word for my mental health, that word nobody, when it comes to streaming. And this is why. It's a lie. Because after I'm done streaming, when I go to bed and I'm going to get my sleep for the night, I go through my emails and it says, hey, this person was watching your stream, or that person was watching your stream. And it might not be the numbers that I'm looking for, but I have to remember that everybody's doing something else sometimes. They don't necessarily want to come by and watch me. And if they do, I better be giving them something that makes it worth staying, watching me, or they're just going to go someplace else. So it's interests can grow an audience. Common interests. Sometimes I have to tell my ego that it's not necessarily about me that people are coming by to see. It's the interest that they have. Most of my friends that I've met on Twitch that I interact with regularly, although I haven't talked to a few of them in a couple days, we had a common interest. Rocket League is a common interest that I have with people. So like last night when I went on to this one kid's stream, he was playing Call of Duty, Black Ops. Now, I'm not really into the regular Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. I kind of like Black Ops because I bought it and I want to keep playing it. So I want to watch other people play it to see the maps and how they handle, you know, situations. And I this one kid last night was just like trying to get affiliate. I'm like, me too. I'm going to follow you because I like your attitude. And he had a guy in the chat that was describing the guy that was streaming about how he was cracked, and I'm like, yeah, cool, man. So I went to that guy's. The guy's like, why don't you follow me too? Because I'm trying to get affiliate too. So I did, and then I went to his site, and he streams Rocket League, and I'm like, oh, cool. There's another common interest. So then I went back into the chat and I go, dude, I'm gold in Rocket League, 3s and 2s. I mean, that's not super great, but it's not terrible either. It's not like a bad thing to have. So he goes, yo, I'm SSL, which is Supersonic Legend. It's like one of the highest ranks in Rocket League that anybody could be. And I was cynical, like, yeah, okay, sure. Mm-hmm. But he could be. But now I've become friend. I have another follower now. So now I'm up to like 142 just from not even doing a lot, really. The most work that I've ever really done to try to get more followers is, like I said, you make a checklist. And there's another thing that now I realize I'm dropping frames. So here's another thing to grow an audience. Your stream has to be technically sound. Dropping frames is not good. Dropping frames can hurt you. I've dropped 28 since I've been doing this, and that's not good. So what it's telling me is I'm probably streaming too high of a level. Like it's using up half of my computer. Even though I went out and I bought a 16 gigs of really badass memory sticks, badass RAM. because I figured the computer has to run OBS and the game and microphones. That a lot of memory was probably going to be required. So even though I have all that going, I'm still dropping frames. So now I got to go into my OBS and figure out what output. I'm streaming at 2900, okay? Now I will tell you this. If you're going to stream and you don't have a stream engineer, you need to learn to be one. Learn everything you can about streaming and the technical aspects of it so that you know what to do if you have problems in your stream so you can fix them quickly. Because nothing will turn people off quicker than a faulty stream. And I gotta tell you, I've had people stop by the stream that I didn't necessarily like. And they would say, well, if you don't change your stream thing, I'm leaving. I'd be like, all right, don't threaten me with a good time. But it also made me realize, what about the other people that are watching the stream? Are they like dissatisfied too with the quality of the stream? And if they are, then I better look at the quality and what's causing the good or poor quality. And one of the things I've noticed is that first you got to look at your equipment. And then you look at what rates you should be streaming at. And a lot of times if somebody's dropping frames, it means they're either streaming too hot, there's a setting that's off. So what I've learned to do is I took a good 2 weeks and I got stream settings the way maybe they should be. So everything was smooth. And I would go watch the stream on another monitor, like in the other room. I'd put on a phone that had the stream on it, just to look at the quality and the sound, because it's better to have me as a stream engineer fix the problems that I have before other people watch it. The worst thing you can do as a streamer is have somebody stop by and say, hey, your mic's not working, or this ain't working, like maybe you should fix that. So if all those things are going great in your stream, then they won't think about anything that you're doing but the content. I'm not kidding you, because people are picky. People will look at an apple and they won't say, wow, look at this fruit, it's so delicious and nutritious. They'll see a little speck and go, that has a speck on it. So try not to have too many specks in your stream. And lighting can hurt your stream. Lighting is another thing. Like alright, look, see where I'm tilting my head right now? All the light on that side of the room's on this side of my face, right? If I go over here like this, it ain't bad. So I realize there's a light coming from that side that can sometimes be an issue, because what it does is it makes my autofocus and my camera go nuts. And then I can't get my message across because people are focusing on the technical aspect is working or not working. So I had to address that. At nighttime when I stream and it's too dark, when I'm playing video games, can't really see me, I bought a little overhead light. So at nighttime when I stream, I turn on the light and the light is hitting me proper. All these things can make people feel like they're watching somebody that takes their stream seriously. And that I think can grow an audience. The professionalness of it. And like I have a friend, Aaron, that he stopped by one day and he's looking at the background and he's like, why is it a mess back there? And I was like, wow, there's a new one. And my response was, listen, man, your life is a mess. Maybe you should look at your own before you look at mine. But then I was like, he laughed, but I after I said it, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe the way I talk to somebody in a stream could hurt my stream. And I just assume that we're friends and he's gonna be like, oh, thanks for telling me that, but who knows? Maybe he'll be like, I like Jer, but I'm not watching his stream anymore because he was a dick to me. So, another good way of growing an audience is don't be a dick. Alright, so if he said like the background wasn't that great, then maybe I should fix it a little bit. I thought about it. I kept it in mind. I decided that I probably should do a backdrop that doesn't have isn't so busy. If people are looking at the busy background, they're not looking at me. They're not getting the message I'm trying to get across with the content and the connection that I'm trying to make with people. You got to make a connection. People want to be connected to something, common interests, that kind of stuff. So I put some hooks up in the ceiling. Whoa. Really? Okay, that's not, I thought that was gonna work. Apparently it's not. The floor is kind of like a sheetrock. And although I did put a hook up, I'm realizing I probably need something like a butterfly, a plastic thing that go up there. So when the hook goes in, it expands and it's more of a tight fit than that is. So, but the point is that I actually took action and tried to make the background a little different. And I put the guitar back there for a visual. So when I got rated the other day, somebody's like, "Oh, what kind of guitar is that?" See, that's like a talking point. That's a conversation starter. That's how you can grow an audience. So, the thing that blows my mind lately about trying to grow an audience and having what do you call it, common interests, as I mentioned before. I realize as a musician, if I look at all the music that has ever really influenced me and that I listen to and love the most of it came from English artists. The Beatles, Elton John, David Bowie, Queen, and these people that stopped by yesterday, they are like all about that. And I was like, this is fantastic because 2 months ago I was thinking about putting a show together that had just English music in it. I was just going to do a whole show on like English artists. And now, because of that raid, it's almost like the universe knew what I wanted to do. And it sent me the audience, and I'm just like, thank you. You know what I mean? Because now I can go through with my plans, and maybe they won't just fall on deaf ears or deaf eyes. I can actually promote the show with the 140 followers that I have, and I'd be lucky if just 20 of them would show up. That'd be enough to keep me happy. But I would have to go outside other channels as well. And I do have other channels. I have YouTube. I have Facebook. I think the hardest thing right now for me to do with the Jer Show is scheduling. They say that if you want to grow your channel, you should schedule. I was having trouble with that for weeks until I ran across this site called Twitch Metrics, and now I'm realizing that, and I've been saying this for the last 3 days. I made a pie chart based on the metrics of all the channels where people are watching the most, and just chatting. The just chatting platform on Twitch right now has the highest views. So instead of just streaming whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and getting mad because there's no viewers, I realized to grow a stream, I have to go where the eyeballs are. More people are watching just chatting than any other platform right now, according to Twitch Metrics. So yesterday, I decided to put my ideas to the test, and I did just what I'm doing right now, and I got rated. So that tells me I was onto something, and I might have kind of a surefire way of growing an audience, is to spend more time in just chatting. And I think a lot of people are onto that, and they're doing that. And I think that's why just chatting has so many eyeballs, is because some people are reading Twitch Metrics and saying, oh my God, I need to get on just chatting, because that's where they all are. And then what happens is it just chatting has just like so many people that it's almost a bad idea to be there, because you're competing with too many people. So it's like pros and cons, you know what I mean? Like the pros are everybody's watching, and that's also the con, is that everybody's watching. Then you're back to square one because you can't get viewers if everybody's there, but then if you're not there, you won't get viewers either. So I realized I'm not just going to stay in one place. I'm going to make a pie chart based on who's watching what, and I'm going to make my schedule according to that. So like today's Wednesday. So I might start making Monday's schedule on Wednesday. I'm going to go to just chatting. I'm going to see who's chatting when and where and what times, and realize that I can't compete with somebody who has a ton of viewers. But what I'd like to do is go on when some of my favorite streamers are streaming, and then maybe they could raid me, you know what I mean? Right afterwards would be sweet, but I can't, I don't think that's gonna happen. And then I have to raid other people. So it's a constant like grind. Raiding, getting raided, raiding, getting raided. I haven't gotten raided today, and that's fine. I call it a heavy flow day or a light flow day. And people laugh, but it's true. It's basically, it's about numbers. It's statistics. Statistics show that more people are on just chatting. So the pie chart that I'm gonna make is basically like, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have Rocket League in there, and I should. Now, I don't think I have time to stream all of these things. So I might want to drop one one that I hardly ever do, like Minecraft. I love it, but I even though it's a popular stream, I'm not gonna just stream Minecraft just to get viewers. That seems cheap. Even some of it is kind of cheap and shameless, but so just chatting, obviously. For now, because that's the most popular one. Maybe next month it might be different. The Twitch metrics might say that it's Fortnite this month. I doubt it, because Fortnite's people are mad. I'm mad at Fortnite right now. I don't know if everybody is, but the UFOs are just not very popular. So I think what's gonna happen for me is I'm gonna do a lot of just chatting. I might put some music in there, or I might talk about music. I'm gonna do Rocket League, and then I'm gonna do under music, because I want to bring the music stream. I want to make it more popular. I think more musicians should be on Twitch, and they're not, for the reasons that it's such an uphill grind. It's hard. Okay, very hard. I used to just do Fortnite, Rocket League, and an occasional music, and that's not working. So I had to. So here's another way to grow your audience. Sometimes you got to change your game plan, because you got to analyze the one you've been doing and realizing that that's not working, and that changes need to be made. I wrote an entire song 10 years ago about that idea of change. That sometimes the change has to come from inside and not the outside. We get mad because I don't know the difference. So it's going to be just chatting, Rocket League, music, less Fortnite that I've been doing, and maybe an occasional Minecraft. I think that sounds good. And I just bought, I just have 2 new games as well that I'd like to stream. I have Far Cry 5, and I just bought Red Dead Redemption, the first one, and I have no idea what that's about. So I can do the stream and say, hey, I'm streaming this for the first time, and I'm sure other people have played that game and they know what it's about. I'm late to the party on that one. So here's something else that I'm gonna say about growing an audience before I leave. Okay. I once read that if a person wants to maybe relax and have a little discipline, and calligraphy is a good thing, right? So I bought these calligraphy pens, and I was like, I don't know how to use these, but maybe I should try to do something with it. So I found this thing online years ago, and it was from a website. I was looking up success recipes. Like, what do people do to be successful? So I took an index card, and I have it on my desk every day when I sit down and go to work. I look at it. It says there's 5 things, requirements for success, right? So I took the calligraphy pen and I wrote them out, and I was all right, at it. The first one is a positive attitude. positive attitude or mindset is the most important thing in success. And my cousin makes a living in what they call the mindset world. You know, like when athletes need training to be the best, you have to have the mindset. And the mindset can be developed by certain, practicing of certain techniques to set your mind to be the best. And I think streaming is no different. I'm not saying sit down and say, okay, I'm going to be the best today. But what I am saying is that before you sit down to do the stream, check yourself before you wreck yourself. If I'm in a bad mood, I might come in and talk about being in a bad mood, and then it maybe puts me in a better mood. If I come in and I'm positive, my message will be positive to anyone that's watching. They will maybe get the feel the positivity vibe, and it spreads. And I have to believe I can do it. If I come in with doubts and I'm timid, then it's gonna come off that way. I have to come to the stream ready to, do it and be positive. And there's gonna be some people that stop by and they're gonna be negative, and you have to almost have like a protective shield on and bat away, the negativity and try to turn it around so that people will want to come back because you're so positive. And that spreads like a vibe out, and then that can grow an audience. When people start talking to other people, I'll say, hey, I went to this guy's stream, and you gotta go there, man. The second thing, the ingredient for success that maybe a person could apply to their stream to grow an audience is sufficient time. Do you have enough time to stream? If you don't, you shouldn't, just don't do it. And then don't stream for too long like I did at the beginning. I would come on for hours and hours. Who's got that kind of time to sit and watch somebody for hours? Usually when I sign into a stream, it's like quick. Hey, what's going on? How you been? Hey, well, your game, well, you look like you're winning. Okay, see you later. I don't know if I've spent more than 10 minutes in a stream ever. I don't know if maybe I have ADD but it has to pique my interest. And I try to remember that when I'm doing a stream. It's like, is this what I'm doing interesting? Is talking about growing an audience, is that interesting? I think so. No one is here listening to it right now. But in 5 minutes, somebody could stop by. I gotta be done talking about it. And they're like, what are we talking about? I'm like, in case you're just joining us, I was talking about growth, and I give them a summary and then allow them to, anyway, that's just technique. Effective tools is the third thing on the list of ingredients for success. What effective tools are being used in the stream? The banner up the top that says The Jer Show, that's effective. You know how I know? Because yesterday I got rated, and that's the first thing they saw that they commented on. Oh, let's go check out The Jer Show. Bright lights, bright colors, people like it. I'm a guy, I'm very male, with a little bit on the feminine side. So I had blue with a little purple, shade of purple. and the font is the old Terminator movie, because I used to be the Germinator on Twitch. And it's yellow. And the contrast between yellow and purple, it's the color of the LA Lakers. Even though I'm from New York. And then I put the Twitch thing up in the corner so people know that the Jer Show is on Twitch. That's effective. So, as far as stream content and attitude and things like that, they can also be tools. If I'm just ranting away and not really talking about anything particular, people will stop by and see that and go, oh yeah, this guy's out there. They're either going to like that or they're not. I don't like it when they look at it and say, oh, this guy's a nut, and go there for that reason and kind of taunt you like a crazy old man. But it happens. How I respond to it makes all the difference in the world. So those are effective tools. I have a drum machine, I have a keyboard, I have a sampler that plays sound effects. Those are effective tools. My camera's an effective tool. It's not the greatest camera, but you should think about upgrading. And that could be like a more effective tool. Regular maintenance. Okay, now that is something that will benefit me in the Jer Show. What I mean is like watching the videos from yesterday and trying to see what went good and what didn't. Making sure my hard drive doesn't fill up with videos, because if it does, then I can't record a new video. It becomes stuffed, constipated, if you will. I have to maintain me. I have to not stay up too late. I have to go to bed. I don't drink today, but I have to not drink. I have to maintain that. There's been 2 different times in the last month where I've watched streamers. One of them said, oh, I can't do my stream because I drank too much last night. And it announced that. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. I can't do the stream because I drank last night. I'm serious. If I was still drinking, I'm sure that I would have done the same thing 2 or 3 times at least so far. But I have never canceled a stream because I drank too much. I was watching one streamer in a hot tub one night, female, face down, in one of those floaty devices, you know, the ones in the pool that you lay down on, face down. And all the comments in the chat were like, is she dead? Is she alive? Maybe somebody should call her. Oh, her phone's not charged. So we're sitting there wondering if we're going to see like a death, a drowning death, live on Twitch. For a good 5 or 10 minutes, everyone's like, wake up, wake up, wake up, and nobody could wake her up. Eventually she came to. First thing she said was, my makeup. I was like, how narcissistic do you have to be that if you almost drown live on stream, your first concern is how your makeup looks. That's not the kind of show that I put on. I'm legit. I'm too legit to freaking quit. And the last thing on that card, and then I'm gonna not say any more because I gotta go do some things. I gotta fix a car. I got car problems. Skills. The necessary skills. What skills does someone need to be a streamer? I don't really know. But I do watch streamers and I watch how they talk to people. And there's no one pat answer of what to do if you're a Twitch streamer. There's two schools of thought as far as how it should be handled. It's almost like the movies, like for every rule there's an exception to the rule. And what I mean by this is like, if a movie came out and it was a blockbuster, most of the writers would be like, well, I'm gonna go write a blockbuster, and they try to use that formula, but they just put their own thing in, and then people say, well, that formula, it worked for that, but it ain't working for you. So they could say, oh, you know, an hour and 20-minute films, those are the only things that are going to be popular. And then Dances with Wolves and Troy, 3-hour movies. So that's what I'm saying. I think Twitch is the same. It follows the same pattern as the movie business in some ways, where one really popular streamer will come out and tell you that you need to do this, and you need to talk to your fans or your chatters, whoever's in the chat. And then other streamers will all be popular. They're ignoring the people in the chat, but they still have. And then one camp will say, "Don't swear." And then you'll have a popular stream where a guy's cursing like a sailor through the whole thing. So that's what I'm saying. There really isn't no. It's more like flavor of the month. This guy that I follow that plays Rocket League, Rizzo, is kind of popular. That's what he said to me one day. So you're the flavor of the month. I can be real popular in August, and then it's like that Frank Sinatra song. I said that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high on Monday, shot down in May. But I don't ever let it get me down, because that big old world is spinning around. Good advice. My bird's taking a nap. Now it's making me tired. All this talking might be making my one viewer tired. I don't know. Twitch is a grind. Life is a grind. That should be my next song. Life is a grind. I'll write it right here on Twitch. When I'm just chatting, I'll go into my software program and I'll just write it. Life is a grind. You will find. Sometimes if I don't like it, I'll tell you to kiss my behind, but that won't get me nowhere. All right, I gotta go. Seeing it is my stream and it's a Jer show. Maybe I could give you a little insight of into what I might be facing in a few minutes. Got a check engine light came on. I have a little scanner that I bought, an OBD scanner that you hook up to the car and it tells you what the codes are. Apparently when I bought it, I thought it wasn't that great, but I really just didn't know how to use it. So when I scanned it yesterday, it actually did give me a code. And the code was 0496. So I looked it up on the internet, because you can now, with the great thing about the internet. 0496 is an EVAP code. It's good to know the code, however, the EVAP system is just such a long and complicated thing that you really have to go through and kind of get specific as to where it might happen. You have to go through every link in the chain. One of the things that it said was a gas cap. I don't think it's a gas cap because I have actually gone to the Hyundai, because I have a Hyundai. I've actually gone to the Hyundai dealership and bought the proper gas cap for it. It wasn't cheap. So I'm pretty sure the seal's making this, that it's sealing properly. Pretty sure that's happening. Another thing was purge valve. Just last year I bought a purge valve. I don't think it's that, unless I bought a cheap one and maybe it's sticking. It either stays open or it stays closed. Then there might have a leak in the line. I mean, so I literally, when I shut the stream off, I have to go outside, and it's a gorgeous day for it, and just go through and look for cracks in the hose, because there's mechanics online that really try to save your money. I was watching a video last night that these guys were saying the code will say one thing, and you can go out and spend money on the part that you think is fixing the problem, but it doesn't really fix the problem. Then you end up spending more money when you really should just go through it, and your problem could be a hose, just a hose. So that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to go out. My father gave me this gift for Christmas that I absolutely love. It's like a glove with a light on it. So I put this glove on and I turn the light on and I crawl underneath there, and I'm going to look at all my EVAP, the EVAP system, and go through each little thing. And hopefully it's something simple and stupid that I can just go to the local parts store and fix myself. And if it's a hose, I'll be delighted, because hoses are really, really easy. Maybe a hose fell off, I don't know, but I'm gonna go through it. They say that with the scanner you can reset the code, and then when you drive, you hope that the code comes up again. And that's what happened. I already reset the code a week or so ago, but now it's up, there it is again. So I was up really late last night watching YouTube videos, so I was hoping that, like, as soon as I woke up, I could go outside and start addressing the situation. However, it was raining this morning, so this is what led me on Twitch today, because I didn't want to go crawl around underneath the car that had rain on the ground. So I'm off to go troubleshoot my EVAP, and hopefully it won't cost me money. And then at the same time, I have ignition coils coming in the mail. On most engines, the engine I used to own a Ford, you could pop off the plugs. There were plugs and wires. But this car has ignition coils like a lot of the newer engines. It's basically just like this long black tube with a couple bolts on the top, and it hooks to your spark plugs. So they're expensive. If I bought them initially in a parts store, it would be probably like $16. But I am because of carparts.com, which is where I might have to get a new purge solenoid from. I got the whole set of ignition coils for $50. So if you divide that into 4, I mean, I saved a few bucks. But I have to wait for it to come in the mail. And of course, there's delays in the Postal Service and FedEx. So they were supposed to be here yesterday, and I was supposed to be changing them and having a car that's has a tune-up, driving a car, but instead I'm doing all this stuff today because of the FedEx delay. So I'm going to be doing coils, wires, fixing my evap for the next 3 or 4 hours. So I'm not taking the Twitch viewers on that journey. I'm not. I'll probably report on it when I come back and do the other streams that I'm going to do. The video game streams and this concludes the just chatting portion of the Jer Show for the day. Growing an audience. Whoever watched it, I hope maybe you got something out of it. Maybe you're not growing an audience. I don't know. But if you are, you know, those things helped me. Another thing I found out, don't drink too much coffee. I love coffee. I love the high it gives me, but the caffeine dries my throat out. I noticed the other day I was trying to sing, and I was like, why, where's my beautiful voice? Why am I muffled? Why is it harder to sing? What's going on? And I looked into it today, and I drink too much caffeine. I need more hydration. I need more water. So I'm just gonna have to drink maybe 1 or 2 cups of coffee during the day, just kind of get it over with, and then water all day. I have to, or I'm not me. Who is me? I don't know. But I'm gonna go. I'm going now. Gotta go. See you later. The Jer Show. Live from upstate New York. To change my bit rate too, I'm dropping too many frames. So I'm gonna go do that. Later, hope to talk to you soon or stream at you soon or whatever. What happens? Sometimes I talk, sometimes I talk to people, sometimes I just talking to the camera and nobody was listening. But either way, it's like batting, you know. Every at bat has a different outcome. Sometimes you strike out, sometimes you hit home runs, but you got to keep getting up and at bat and practicing. You got to get in the batting cage, so to speak, and that's what I do when I'm streaming. I'm in the streaming batting cage. All right, say goodbye to the bird. Bye, Sonny. Bye, Sonny bird. Bye, Sonny.